audio and all that stuff is okay now. I just switched over from Wi-Fi, which was for some reason giving me an error on this phone, to cell service. So now we're going at 4,999 kilobits per second, nice and strong. Cool. Okay, so let's flip this around one more time. I'll kind of talk to you a little bit here. So I'm going to get this this fuzz off my head, but there's a couple steps that we got to do in order to get that done. It takes some prep, or else you can end up with a hack job up here. I'm going to go completely clean shaven, but we can kind of talk about some different techniques to get it shorter and to get it short enough that it's still going to look good, but not completely chopped off. So a great kit to get is one of these little things. One of these little razors that has the all the attachments and whatnot. This one is a wall razor, W-A-H-L, sorry. So yeah, that thing's charging right now. We're gonna make sure that it's got all the right parts and pieces. But I'm gonna pop this down for a second. Here we go. And my connection keeps going a little wonky in this. So there's a bunch of parts and pieces that you need to get together. Some people will use combs, things like that. Let's see, these are my new blades. So I'm gonna need these. There's little tiny attachments like these things. I'll hold that up in front of the camera. Little tiny attachments there. There we go. Let me find the others. This one's super handy. So this is actually a little bit of a like a trimmer kind of attachment. Yeah, it's good seeing everyone in the chats. So it's always good to have people hopping in here. I'm good. Now, a couple things that are super handy when you're trying to shave your head or just shave in general. One of them is going to be this guy, this is like a bib. Send Danny, thank you. You as well. I've seen you live for you've been live for a while, which is great to see. I like seeing your host streams and all that stuff. Yeah, Ashley's having a crazy work day today. She's got a deadline that's like boom all of a sudden, so she's working her butt off as usual. So these things are they're basically like a barber's kind of bib. It goes around your neck like this, but these are a little different because here we go. Let's get this thing attached. This ridiculous thing works with these little suction cups. And these suction cups will stick to your mirror or something like that. Like, let's do it like this. So you stick that to your mirror, and then there's these two little tabs on here where you can take these things and you can hang them like that, which gives you a little trough in which all of your hair will fall. You have to kind of pull it, you gotta pull it a little bit tighter, left and right this way, and then it'll actually like hold everything. Right now it would all just sort of spill down the center, but let's see if we can't move this over a little bit more. Get some things out of the way. Oop, got a little bit of clutter going on right here. There we go, something like that would work. So it would all fall down right into here and just sort of trough right there. My faucet's sort of popping out a bit, but here we go. I'm gonna flip this around. Boop. So, step one to shaving the head is you got to trim everything down. And for some of you, that's going to be your first and final step. But you want to be careful how short you trim these things. So, there's like a bunch of different directions that you basically want to go if you're just using this single trimmer. You'll first go kind of backwards and into the grain, and then you can go reverse like this so that it's hitting at a different angle, and you can just get more and get closer and get, all that stuff when you're doing it this way. This is the way that I've been doing it for a little over 2 years now. This Friday is never ending. The president of the company has no... Oh, yeah. Fun. Yeah, so let's wait a little bit to get started with this part. I want to see if we can get some more people popped into the chat first. But yeah, this is going to be our shaving station. You can see from my beard's all messed up today. Wearing those, like the masks for COVID, I had to wear like a tube, basically. So it goes all the way down my face. It's like a turtleneck almost. And it just wreaks havoc on my beard. It makes it look ridiculous. I'm going to try and kind of brush this out after. Because if we get enough people in the chats, heck, I'll show you how to shave your beard. How about that? Huh? How do people feel about that one? Yeah? You want to see me shave my beard? Ridiculous. Anyway, we're going to get this combed out. How's everybody's day been? Mask hair instead of that of hat hair. Yeah, seriously. It's like bed head for my beard. It's weird. I'm trying to get this all worked out here. But yeah, I know a lot of people. I've been seeing a lot of people doing like the home head shave thing, and if you're thinking of going all the way to the bare skull, this will be a good tutorial for you. I'll show you how to do it with razors and to be safe, and the problem areas that you're going to run into, because there's basically every time I shave my head, there's always the same problem areas. Ashley. Sweet. Okay, so we got a couple more people in the chats now. I'm getting this beard all straightened out, and it's just looking gross because of my COVID masks from earlier today. I was working with PBS. We were shooting a segment. It was for kids. It's called It's Camp, and basically, kids can't go to camp this year. All these camps are closed down, and there's a lot of them that are for free. So like the free camps for kids, and these kids kind of need something to do during the summer. So it's really cool to see PBS and these different organizations like Valley Youth House and the Boy Scouts and all that stuff getting together and producing content like specifically for kids. Scottish Monkey, how's it going? It's good to see you. We're going to be doing a little head shave in a bit, and if we get enough people in here, I'll teach you how to shave a beard. Getting this thing all de-messed from my day of work today. Those COVID masks, like I wear like basically a face covering that goes up all the way around my head, because otherwise it's completely in my mouth. Yeah, doing the old reversing the bed head that I got basically from my beard head. I don't know what to say. But yeah, as you can see, this is probably the longest that my hair has been in the past maybe 2 years. I let it grow an extra like 2 days. I usually shave about once a week. But it's really, really cost effective, honestly. Like, I know that a lot of people don't spend a lot of money on haircuts. Only been streaming a couple minutes, just got started. About 20 minutes maybe. I don't know what my screen just did there. I don't know if you all just saw that. Looked to me like my video just blacked out for a second. But anyway, if anyone else saw that, please let me know. I would love to hear the feedback. Trying to get this beard all brushed out and whatnot. I'm going to get some water in it. That always helps straighten it out. Here we go. Unless you mean in total Scottish. Like, you talking about forever? Like, since I first started streaming? Or are you talking about today? Either way, we're going to get that beard done. We're going to get that head done. We're going to shave the head clean down to the bone. Not down to the bone, but you know what I mean. It's going to be clean, shiny at the end. Commander Fluff, how you doing? It's good to see you, buddy. It's good chatting with you today. We're going to get this beard in a better state, because right now it just looks freaking ridiculous. I would say if you're trying to straighten out your beard and you're trying to get things looking perfect, your best bet is to wet the hell out of it and then blow dry it. Blow dryers use a ton of energy though. You got to be careful. Those things are like 2,000 watts. So you don't want to be using your blow dryer every day unless you don't care about how expensive your power bill is. So the other day I was at the Da Vinci Science Center with PBS. We were shooting some content there again for the It's Camp stuff for kids. They were doing some science experiments, and one of their stations that we had while we had some downtime. One of the little experiment stations that they had was, a power meter, like those things on the outside of your house that have the little disc that spins and it shows how much power you're using in your house. You could turn on different devices, and it was like incandescent bulb, compact fluorescent. There was a power drill, like a wall plug power drill. And then there was a blow dryer on the other end. The blow dryer would, like, if you put on the incandescent bulb, it would kind of tick a little slowly. If you put on just the CFL, it would tick even slower. If you hit the 12 volt, the electric drill, then that thing's gonna go actually the slowest out of all of them. It uses very, very little power. And then you turn on the hair dryer, and the thing just starts spinning like crazy. So it's 2,000 watts versus like 15 or 10. So yeah, if you're using hair dryers a lot, be careful. Your power bill is going to be super expensive. But yeah, we're just getting get things all set up. You got to get all the tools out. Hair dryer is serious business. Yeah, I had no idea that they were that power intensive until I saw that exhibit. Like I figured that a heating element like that would be like a couple 100 watts at least, but it's Moki. Scottish Moki. All right, so we got this going for us. So let's take a look at some of our tools here. I'm going to organize these a little bit better. Make sure that this guy's plugged in. This is our little wall razor, or trimmer, I should say. So I'm going to show you some of our tools that we're going to be using today. Here we go. Get my things all organized. Here we go. Here we go. We'll get Ash's stuff out of the way here a little bit. He is my alter ego. He's Scottish's alter ego, actually. Okay, so here we're gonna flip you around here. So some of the stuff that we're gonna use is a beard trimmer. So these things can be purchased pretty inexpensively these days. They're about $15, and you'll typically get a whole bag of stuff with them. Let's see if I can open this up one-handed. Oh, skill shot! Look at that. Okay, so these things will come with some crap. That's not the stuff that they come with. No, there's just a lot of hair everywhere. Anyway, whatever. I'll clean that up later. Look, it's magic. Done. So they come with a lot of these attachments. These things are great for if you want to trim, down to 1 inch or 1.5 inches or whatever. They have different sizes and all that stuff. You can actually standardize those sizes. Barbers would know a lot more about that stuff. There's a small trimmer. There's a large trimmer head. There we go. Now we're in focus. There's a large trimmer head. And then there's also like a buzz head. So this is like a, if you're trying to get in real close and get some real tight shaves, so like cheeks, things like that, works really well. I actually love using this on my nose. I find that it clears out the blackheads that I have, which is kind of interesting. Yes. So something that a lot of people try and use for shaving your head, shaving your face and all this stuff, but can be honestly pretty dang dangerous, are these straight razors. They're a ton of fun. They're very inexpensive. I got 300 blades or something, and this straight razor, which is, it's just like a little thing that holds in these tiny little razors, which come in these packets. So this is a double razor that you crack in half. You can kind of see there's already one half sitting out of there. So these are shark razors. And you can get these really inexpensively, but you do have to be careful. If you ever move that direction with this thing, you always want to be going this way. And you always want to have it at about a 30-degree angle. So if you are shaving along your head, you want it to be at this sort of an angle. So it's going this way, You don't want to be straight up. You don't want to be down real low. You want it about a 30-degree angle from your head, so a little bit lower than 45. I know my focus is a little bit out of whack there, but hey, you get the picture. This is instead what we're going to be using. For your head, you want to use one of these razors. This is one of the best things that you could use. Honestly, I've used, there's a company called Headblade, and they make some really cool head razors that they have a little wheel, and it's basically just a track thing that you put between your fingers, and you go like this to shave your head. And those are great, but they use like the exact same razor as these. It's almost like the exact same one. And honestly, I don't know, I can't tell any difference between these. These blades are less expensive to get. These are top care, like generic Gillette blades. So instead of paying like 50 bucks, I've got like, you know, a kit for maybe 20. And those 5 razors, if you're shaving your head, it's going to last you like a year, 2 years. Like you're not going to run out of razors anytime soon. It takes a long time to run one down because you're only doing it once a week. You're not shaving actually every single day. If you do though, it's still a less expensive option. So yeah, you want to have shaving cream for sure. It helps cut down on razor burn, which on your head is like serious. And then you want to be able to brush stuff out of your beard, brush stuff out of your hair if you're like keeping some of the length, especially if you're just going to do it dry and then not wash off afterwards. Commander Fluff says, Costco has good options too. A 3 or 4 blade disposable just like that and a 15 or 16 pack of heads for 20 bucks. That's fantastic. That sounds great. My only stipulation is I would suggest using either 4 or 5 blades or more. Like just the more blades, the better, because the curvature of a head means that there's like little bits of your head can kind of get your head flesh can get stuck between those razor blades, and then you can cut yourself, and that really sucks. Also, I want to thank today's sponsors, Dollar Shave Club. I wish. Not on Dollar Shave Club, but I don't actually need razors quite that often. So now it doesn't have the fancy pivoting head like the Gillette does, so that might be an issue. Honestly, straight like regular razor blades, I've used the plastic disposables, all that stuff. Those are great. Having that head that moves around and pivots like that is great, but it's not a deal breaker. You know, if you want to do this, you can do it for really inexpensive. And it's a lot less expensive than actually cutting your hair, you know, once a month for an entire year. You think of 12 haircuts being 20 to 50 bucks each for a year. You do about 10 in a year. So that's $200 to $500 that you could be saving. You know, hey, we'll see. So yeah, let's flip this back around. No, I'm gonna keep it in this orientation. You gotta set it down right. Sorry about that. Here we go. Beautiful. Alrighty. Okay, so how to shave your head. So we got this thing charging. It's important to have this fully charged. You don't want to get halfway through your head shave and then realize that, holy crap, it's out of juice. And then you've got this weird streak of patch or whatever. I've literally like ended up with just this area of hair left. I'm like, I can't do anything because if I just shave it with a razor, I'm going to cut myself, and that sucks. So yeah, avoid doing that. Make sure that crap is charged. This one's really, really nice because this one, like, I plugged it in, I think, once since I bought it, which is almost 8-9 months ago now. I've charged it once since then. This is the second time that I'm going to be charging it, and it's been lasting super, super long for me. So batteries are getting better nowadays. All that stuff's getting better. Also, you have a little brush on these to clear these out. So let's do that a little bit beforehand because this thing's a little bit gross. Like that. Let's turn it on for a second. So the blades are in a different position. Can be a good idea to oil these things afterwards. These blades don't need to be sharpened, but when you do oil, if you don't oil them over time, they will get a little bit messed up. And there's like a pick on this side, which is pretty cool for like going through the individual tines in case anything's stuck in there. This thing's looking pretty good, so we'll leave that there. We can put away the straight razor. I have tried shaving my head with a straight razor before. Wouldn't recommend it. Not fun. It's just really easy to slash your own head open. Even if you just press a little bit too hard, it's a little tiny thin layer of skin right between a blade and bone. So you press just a tiny bit too hard, you've got a gash in your head. It just kind of sucks. So let's what do you say we get onto the head shave portion? Let's start working this magic. We'll get this crap out of the way. We're not going to need any of these. I'm not going to be doing any like any just trimming my hair down and then leaving it like that. I will just be shaving straight to the scalp. So yeah, let's talk about all the directions that you want to go when you shave your head, because you gotta cover a couple different directions. I'm gonna move this so you can actually see me in closer. Judging on the shirt, you should have been able to tell that judging on my personality. Come on, Jesus. Come on, catch up, dude. I'm almost offended that it wasn't more obvious. Okay, so we got a little catcher thing up here. These little these things are ridiculously inexpensive. You can get them for about $5. Oh, come on, turn the right direction. There we go. Yep. All right, so these things, super inexpensive. Cost further over so it actually catches all my hair. Scoot that around so it's even. We're gonna lean forward a little bit. You see how it creates kind of a trough there? That's the way to do it. All right, this isn't showing close enough, so I'm not gonna be able to see the chats this entire time. I hope you guys don't mind, but I'll try and keep us in frame. Okay. So hopefully that's looking good. Yeah, whatever. Good enough. All right, now I can't see my crap under here. All right, so got to unplug this thing for it to actually work. So let's get to shaving. I always like to start with the back and go underhook like this, so it's going nice and close to the back, but it's at about a 45-degree angle. I'm going in reverse of the direction that the hair grows. You get a bit of a closer trim that way, and I find it's a little bit smoother in the end. It's not quite as prickly as going with the grain, but that's just me too. Like I'm not sure if that's like the actual way you're supposed to do it or anything like that. Maybe even a barber would kind of recommend against that, but it's always worked really well for me. I've never gotten like ingrown hairs from this or anything like that, so let's get to shaving. It goes fast, you know? But basically what I do is I put my finger on the end of this so I can kind of tell where I'm guiding and tell if there's still hair in that spot. So I can just keep scooping up from the back of my head all the way over the top. It'll fall down right onto that little the thing to catch. You get a nice ball of hair every time. Another thing is you want to do this dry. This part, when you do it when your hair is dry, it's really easy to just chop through that hair. It cuts through real clean, especially if this thing is fully charged. It's not going to pinch you or anything like that. I found this thing to be really forgiving when it comes to like getting into weird areas. Like back behind your ear, there's a lot of bumps and odd patches of skin and flesh in there. That's a real easy spot to nick yourself. So we'll be shaving that part with the straight razor, and you'll see. I might get the back of my head there. I've got a bump there that's been growing because every time I go over that region, I kind of catch the edge of my skull, and it's just because I have a giant skull that keeps my massive brain inside of it. So you got to be careful of that every now and then. Let's see if I can check the chats. Oh, just got to say BRB, Burb. Let's keep this going. Keep cruising on over the top. We're getting some chunguses up there. Hey, look, I look even more bald than I was before. Sweet. And just keep cruising on over there. And I've been sweating so much this week. I got whiteheads on my white head. So when you switch to your left hand, it can be a little odd, or your non-dominant hand, I should say, can be a little odd. But do the same technique. It can really help you guide things, and you're not going to cut your finger. You don't have to worry about that with this one in particular. I'm not sure about other ones. Who knows? But use that to guide your razor and keep the angle relatively the same. You kind of have to curve the thing over your head in order to get the same angle all the way around. Don't forget about those sideburns, but careful not to shave your eyebrows off. That's a one-time mistake that you will make, and then you will never do it again. That's for sure. So here we are, cruising through this fluff, getting all this crap out of there. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like I should have made like a goal or something associated with this. Hair catching action. Yeah. Perfect hair catching abilities. Seriously though, this saves you from a massive mess at the end. Hair is just like, when it starts getting everywhere, it's like glitter, you know? It's just never ending. It'll never go away. You'll see chunks of it like 15 years in the future and be like, I remember when I had hair. It'll just be a tantalizing memory of the past. So, you know, avoid future existential guilt. Clean up your hairs now. I say after I just blew a chunk of hair all over the bathroom earlier. I'm kind of militant about vacuuming though, so it'll get cleaned up. Ashley will tell you. Okay. I'm going to pick you guys up. I'm going to show you the last kind of cleaning off parts of this. So let's go this way. So we're getting pretty good up there. There's little chunks of stuff. We'll grab this, we'll brush this off as much as possible. My head's all red because I was outside today, so I was probably catching some sun. I did have a hat on, but fabric still has stuff coming out. So you can kind of see, or actually you guys will be able to see, there's like chunks of hair back there. So you got to be real careful to get everything. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna try and get those spots right now. So let's keep going here. I'm gonna hold this up in this hand. My right is gonna be much better for this. Yeah, this is an odd stream. This is not one of those. Definitely a challenge to film and do this at the same time. Fun. Good fun. So next time we'll be taking requests for what pattern I should shave into my head. As long as it's not horrific and terrible, maybe I'll do it. Who knows? Just kidding. No, I won't. I'm terrible at shaving patterns in my head. I tried to do that once. Just as a kind of like a goof. And it's really, really hard. Like the people who can do that they're honestly artists. Like human hair is not easy to work with. So I'm in awe of like really good barbers, like ones that do just amazing cuts. Also, don't forget, if you stick around later, I'm going to show you how to shave a beard, especially if we have enough people on the stream. So tell your friends, tell your kids, tell your wife. No, that's a different quote. It's a different meme. So yeah, we're still getting little bits up here. So as you can kind of see, when I put this thing on my head, there's only a portion of it actually touching my head. So let's look up here. There's only a portion of it actually touching my head. So just that center area is kind of doing it. Yeah, I definitely have a melon head, so it's probably a little bit harder to shape and cut. I just get that sort of bowl effect. The perfect white boy haircut. Alrighty, I'm gonna make sure I get all the stuff over my ears and whatnot. There is other crap in there, so watermelon head, yeah, seriously. Big giant melon. How do I put this up? Neat. Gotta put this thing in the right spot. Okay, I think that'll do. There we go. Let's get the rest of this out of here. So over the ears, the way that I like to do my ears is pull them back like this. Then you can actually go up along the side, maintain that nice angle. And then fold it down from the top so you can get on top of the ear. Another interesting part about this is we're all watermelon heads. Big old watermelon heads. It's like we're Hey Arnold from Hey Arnold. That was his name, right? Hey Arnold? First name Hey, second name Arnold. Yeah, so you just gotta get real in there. Sometimes, too, actually, shaving my own head, I find out that on the tops of my ears, there's little fuzzy white hairs that grow. Little, like, peach fuzz. So, taking the razor and going across the top, you don't want to press too hard. That's real thin skin, so you can catch your ears in there sometimes. And then across the bottoms of the earlobe as well. A big old chunk of hair in my beard. Wouldn't want that now, would we? So, just go over those ears, over the edge. You want to make sure those are all trimmed up. Yep, see, I didn't pull my ear out there, so I literally just like clipped myself. And real small. But you'll find spots that you can easily shave and easily take care of without hurting yourself. Cool, yeah. Another piece that you can use is the old, get your ma to do it. Yeah. It's fun to me, ma. I don't know why that just made me think of, shoot, what is that? That movie called Snatch. So this is the nose trimmer. So if you can see that, that's the little nose trimmer attachment. But I don't always need to use it up there. I do need to use it up there, but I can also use it in my ears, get rid of some of those little fuzzies. Yeah, you can hear it working hard. And inside my actual ear, because I get really hairy ears. Wow, that's loud. You can hear that thing like eating up the weeds. Alright, let's do this side. Oh, that's weird. Okay, here we go. Is that an Ashley I hear? I hear her puttering around. She's got tons of work to do, so she might not be popping in on this stream, but everybody wish her luck. She's kicking ass today and taking numbers, as always. I just wish she had a little bit more support for that, so everybody give Ashley big old props, because she's kicking ass today. But hey, once you've done your ears, you can go ahead and do your nose, too. Listen to that. It's like I'm chopping down the rainforest in there. Yeah, I gotta keep that clean. So, something that you might want to be careful of, though, is like, if you have, for some reason, like a lowered immune response, or anything like that, in a holding pattern. Oh, that's good. That's good. You can always come join me in here if you want. You can help me film shaving my face and stuff. Oh, wow. Bunch of crap in my nose. So, yeah. If you're like immune compromised or anything like that, you might not want to, ew, gross. You might not want to shave your actual nose. There's a lot of filtration that goes through there. So like when you get stuff caught in your nose and you get those like boogies and whatnot, that's actually like, stays parts for use on there. Depends which parts you're listing. Yeah. So if you're immune compromised by any means, you don't want to trim the hairs out of your nose, because that's going to help filter out a lot of the germs and bacteria and crap that you're breathing in. But I have so much hair in my nose that it literally causes me a problem with breathing. It's difficult for me to breathe sometimes, so you just got to get that crap out of there. Man sticks hair trimmer in the ear complaining that's Yep, that's how I work. That's how I operate there, bud. That's funny. I've got the best people on my streams. This is great. Okay, so now that you're all trimmed up here, you're gonna want to kind of shake your stuff into the center of your bib here. This is my dining bib, except instead of dining, I'm shaving my head. So let's take a look at what we got. Boop. Alrighty. So there's quite a bit of crap in here. This stuff, though, you don't want to wash it down your drain. It's going to be, like, real easy to clog your drain. It's super, super fine. Shoot, you could even use this for, like Warhammer, flocking your bases and whatnot, you know? Put it on as fake grass. Yeah, so we're actually going to drop this in the turlet. I don't think I'm going to show you that part, but, yeah. It's definitely not stuff that you want to real fake pubes. Yes, I'm going to list these on eBay, actually. And first person to buy them gets them totally for free, actually. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so let's go dump this thing. I'll be back in a second. I'm still here, though, so don't feel like I've gone too far. You gotta flush them down the turlet. Here we go. We'll put this even further back. Cool. Okay, so that's taken care of. We have the basic trim down. If you're looking to just shorten your hair, this can be a good way to do it. It's not all the way down to the ground. You'll get a little bit of grip there, and you won't have to go through the hassle of actually shaving. So, it can be helpful to just do this part, go through the whole shaving process, get it all the way down as much as you can, or even leave the top and just shave your sides and back. Like leave kind of a ring, or just do it so that it goes straight up like this. So the motion that you're using when you're shaving your head, in this case, if you're trying to like leave some, would be stuff like this, where you're going up and straight off. You know, up and straight off like that. So you don't want to actually go all the way around like that. Like you'll just continue straight up. Then you'll get a kind of decent fade. It's like a home fade. It's nothing crazy. But yeah, we'll move on to step 2, which is actually going to be lubing up the head, putting on some shaving cream, and then you're going to use your razor to do the rest. This is a pretty fresh blade, as you can see. And you want fresh blades for this kind of thing. It's much easier with a fresher blade, but at the same time, like, you can kind of let it go for a little while. I've never really had a problem with, you know, a blade getting super mucky and having that affect my head shave. It just makes it feel less comfortable in the end. So let's get this going. Ooh, looked like I just timed out there for a second. Here we go, down like that, over like this. So, here we go. You'll warm up your water. You don't want it crazy hot. So another good way to do it is, to wrap a towel around your neck. This one's not nearly long enough, but you can kind of hold it there. And then that'll keep stuff from running down the back of your neck, down your shirt and whatnot. Let's turn this over here a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so water's starting to warm up. Okay, yeah, so that must just be my app kind of being a little weird. Also, I'm off kilter here. I gotta fix this camera before I can be okay with streaming like this. Jeez. Okay, ready? There we go. Now we're balanced. Cool. Okay, so I'll put this around here. Yeah, I was literally seeing like a second of black, and then it would sort of like reload. Fresh blades should be less scary. Honestly, you're less likely to cut yourself with a fresh blade, unless obviously you're moving this way and not this way. But you'll see my technique is literally just rub the blade back and forth, up and down in this direction, and move little increments left and right while you do it. That way you're not gonna actually cut yourself, but you just have to move, you know, more up and down than you do side to side. When you do cut yourself, it will be only way worse, and you won't feel it. Yeah. Yeah, it can be a little rough with a straight blade. You won't feel it as much though. So yeah, you might get a worse cut, but I think that other blades like older blades and blades that have just crap in them, like if there's gunk in your blade, it's going to give you a more jagged cut, which in my opinion takes longer to heal. Those really thin razor cuts from a fresh razor, those are going to seal up within a couple hours. Or at least in my experience. There, get that head nice and wet. Beautiful. Okay, so you're going to fill this thing up. About that much. Doesn't need to be a crazy amount. I literally just put in a little bit in there. I'll wiggle it around with my finger. Gotta get it real good. This is why these streams are marked as 18 plus, by the way. Alright, and then you're going to scoop all this crap out, and you're just going to rub it all over your head. And this is going to act not only as lubricant, but it'll be like a marker so that you know where you have shaved already. I'm going to put this down here, actually. So, you can kind of see here, my head's all white now. Not like it wasn't all white already. Alright, rinse this crap off. Stuff's getting my eyes. Have a good time. Alright, you want your water warm still. Something I like to do is then take your cup that has some foam already in it, shaving cream, and fill it up with water. And you can actually dunk your blade in there to warm it up, and also get some of that lubricant on your blade. But you want a nice hot blade. That's going to help with the shave. Especially your head with a dull rusted sport. Got it. Yeah, I was going to say something, but didn't want to dive off that board. Alright, here we go. So let's start, typically again, I always start back to front. This stuff is going to run off the back of your head a little bit more, and it's going to make it less, like it's going from the bottom to the top is going to make it easier to see what you've already shaved. So, let's look at this technique in a little bit tighter view. So let's see here. I'm going to have to flip you around with this hand. And watch here. Okay. That's really hard. But we're going to do it. We're going to make this happen. Alright, so you see the back of the head there, right? There we go. We're going like this. And just up and down, right across the back of the dome. Starting from the bottom. And now we're here. No, and then making our way slowly up as you go side to side. You go up and down and very, very slowly side to side. The slower the better, because it's the same thing with your with your beard trimmer, where it's not going to get the entire width of the blade all at once. It's only going to get the very center section because you're working with a curved blade, or with a curved surface. Okay. Whew. Here we go. I think I have an idea for how to place you guys a little bit better. Let's try this. And let's try all that. Or actually, no. We're going to move you back over to here. Man, this is the most challenging part of this, is just finding a place to put the dang camera. There we go. Okay. So that's, yeah, there we go. Now I can stand. And I'm going to go a little bit down, a little bit over. You're sitting on top of a toilet paper roll right now. There we go. Okay. Good enough. So, basically you're just going to go through the same whole thing. But you're going to keep your blade wet and keep your blade hot. You definitely want hot water for this. Shake that blade out once. And then on this side, you can start to change your kind of grip a little bit. Don't forget those sideburns. miss the eyebrows. And then you can make your way back. Beautiful. All right, so that's probably the spot for me that's going to start to bleed. So like right back here, I've got this little bump. It's a little calcium deposit, and sometimes those things can get caught on your blades. So don't panic if you start to bleed from your head. It's probably going to bleed a lot worse than it actually is for a wound. So like it'll bleed pretty bad, but it's like a capillary, so it's going to seal up pretty quickly. What a man does to scratch his head. Sun cream on your head. Yes, that's for sure. And let's just keep moving to the front. And across the old dome. And then I'll start to work on the other side before I actually go across the top of my head. Because if that starts to drip down the other side of my head, I won't know where I've been or what I've done. I'll have full retrograde amnesia. It's actually how it happens, improperly shaved heads. But this is a good way to minimize the chance of having like finding a patch of hair midway through your day, and all of a sudden you're like super self-conscious because you know that this one chunk is just, you missed one stroke of the razor. Here we go. Gotta get all the way around. As you can see, you can kind of move around pretty quickly. It doesn't have to take a whole ton of time to shave your head. I'm definitely he's about to flesh wound. Yeah, seriously. That's what the Black Knight would say. Dude was awesome. None shall pass. He was giving Gandalf his lines before he even knew them. Make sure we get all the way down there. Relax the chunks of your head that you're actually working on. That way you get a nice clean shave. Yeah, I definitely got that spot behind my ears a little bit. That's behind the ears is like the one spot that always catches for me and basically will bleed. So yeah, good fun. One of the other problem zones when you're shaving your head is going to be this spot right here, like right across the top of your head. That spot can be really challenging to get just because it's like an oddly flat zone sometimes. And you'll have a lot of like cowlicks and whatnot there. So like the pattern of your hair is kind of determined by this back part up here. So I have to go like a couple different directions in order to get it. See, I do kind of like a circle on that side. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. Because I have basically like a double cowlick. So I have a cowlick that could go on either side, depending on how my hair gets cut. And that can make for a serious challenge when you're trimming your hair, but you just have to be able to work with it and learn the shape of your hair, like the direction that it moves in and how it lays down naturally and how it grows. Okay, so just got like one little chunk left. Wow, I'm getting a lot of, like my head's usually pretty like I don't break out. I don't get like zits or anything like that anymore. I used to get a whole lot of them when I was back in high school, but it looks like my head's been breaking out a little bit, and I think it's because of how much I've been sweating inside of that like headband thing that I wear. It's my COVID mask. And I have to wear that for work, so I don't really have a choice there. Here we go. Wah wee wah. Tis but a flesh wound. There we go. I'm going to rinse this off. So the last step is going to be to rinse and check. You know, you want to rub your hands all the way around your head and make sure that So I can't feel any patches that there's like hair sticking. I'm gonna go in all direct. Oh, there's a couple. Okay, so I gotta go up on the sides like that. So you don't want to rinse all the lube off your head yet. You gotta keep that head lubed up. And then you can kind of hear it when you're getting more hair, like when you're getting more of a trim. The razor makes a very distinct like shh, shh, shh noise when there's something there. It sounds like you're scraping sandpaper along something. So, and then if it's all smooth, obviously there's no hair there. So this is looking pretty good so far. I've got a bunch of little nicks, and I think that's just from my head sort of breaking out a little bit. But those, they all heal up real quick. I'll rinse off a little better here. Got a little bit of razor burn on the back of my neck, but that happens. At least we're not bleeding too profusely from any orifices. So I usually count that as a win. Alrighty. Yeah, apparently I did get myself a little bit. I'm noticing some red in there. But hey, it happens. It's not going to kill you, unless, of course, you do a real big one. And then, yeah, it might kill you. Just be careful. So, yeah, blood on the neck. So, that happens. I have a little spot back there. It tends to get a little bloody sometimes, but it's not a big deal. It'll seal back up. It'll be fine. When you're shaving your head, there's usually a lot of that stuff. Whoop, wrong direction. When you're shaving your head, there can be a lot of that stuff. It's a round surface. There's literally infinite number of points on your head. So, you know, as you're moving it around, it can definitely get you. But easy solution. Take some toilet paper or Kleenex or something like that. You can take a little chunk of that stuff. You can even take less than this. This is a bit of a big chunk, but this is also single ply. So you can take that and you can basically just blot it on the back of your neck. You've all seen in the movies where they do that stuff. And just sort of hold it there for a minute. It'll stick to your actual skin, stick to your blood, and it'll help it clot like that. But if you pull this off a little bit too early, then it'll actually, it'll remove the clot, and then all of a sudden you're bleeding again. So you gotta be careful. Just give it some time, and then it should be better. This one, I can't even feel this one, so honestly, like, I'm just gonna let it go. I'm sure it's bleeding. I'm sure I've done that a million times. High speed, low drag cranial unit. I'm reading the comments a little bit late here. Okay, so that's shaving your head. But there's some aftercare stuff that you can also do for it. So here we go. Make sure this is as sopped up as possible. Good enough. So some other things that you can do. The one thing that I really do like from that company, the Headblade company, is these little things. They have matte and glossy head lube, which is really kind of funny. But let's see. I'll put on some of the glossy one just to show you the difference that it can make. So here's normal, right? This is moisturizer and also I think it's a 15 SPF 15 sunblock. So just a little bit on the hand. Come on, here we go. A little bit on the hand. That's all you need. Some comes out when you actually do that stuff. You want to put it in your hand, kind of just work it back and forth. And then right over the dome. I hate lotion. I hate all kinds of things like this, but this really does help. Like, it feels a lot better afterwards. Can give you a bit of that like menthol cool burn for a little bit. But now look how shiny that is. It's nice little, you can see the little shiny spot right up there. Ooh, beautiful. So here, obviously, I had some kind of like, skin irritation going on and whatnot. Over here a little bit, there's a little spot, but if you're generally careful, you can get this stuff done with little to no ill effect. It'll still look pretty good. Okay. So, the last thing I wanted to show you, here we go. We're gonna have to flip to the other camera for this. So, the last thing that I wanted to show you was how to shave a beard. So, if you're looking to do something like that, the way that you shave a beard is first where's my razor? Here. All right, so you're going to take your razor, and then you're going to look at your beard. Okay? And then you take your razor, and then you're going to look at your beard again. This is a very important part of it. You got to look at your beard many times. Then you're going to take your razor, and then you're going to go over to the trash, and you're going to throw away your razor. And you're not going to shave your beard, because beard's great. Keep your beard. Keep doing it. I have too many friends who've shaved their beards. RIP the lost beards out there. Love all you. Peace, love, and all that stuff. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show you for today. I'll probably be back on later this week. I've got a very, very busy weekend, so Saturday and Sunday are going to be a little rough. I'm going to try and do some gaming on Saturday. Saturday evening, to be precise. I would love to see you all there. It would be a lot of fun to hang out and play some games like Astroneer or GTA 5, something dumb like that. I might do an adventure shoot like during the weekend at some point if I've got the time. But most likely we'll be back on. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we're still good. Most likely we'll be back on Sunday night and to get some streaming in. If not, then that's because we're off, and I'll hopefully be able to do an adventure shoot during the day. That would be really cool. I think we're going out like kayaking and whatnot if I have time and I actually get my stuff done in time for Sunday. So very busy weekend. Hopefully I'll see you during it, but most likely I'll be back on Monday with the Producer's Log live stream. Definitely come here for that, FCMG_stay. Or you can go to FCMG_ the Producer's Log, and it'll also be there. Like I'll be streaming directly from that one. Anytime, Commander Fluff. I love bringing you education and tips and tricks and tutorials and how-tos and lists, I guess. But yeah, I love you all. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Hopefully you all been doing well. Peace, love, and all that stuff. I'm gonna give you a final shot of a beautiful lighthouse. Bye, everybody. Love you forevers.